It's AP Magazine's 140th birthday this year. So to commemorate that 140th anniversary, we decided to try some cameras, see what we could find for £140. And the three of us have each got a different camera that we found for £140 or less. And we've gone out today in London to see what kind of pictures we could get. So the D300 came out in 2007. It came out at the same time as the D3, the professional D3. This is a semi-professional model. It was a 12.3 megapixel sensor. It could shoot at 6 frames a second. It only had one card slot, which was compact flash. In 2009, they updated it to the D300S, which had a second card slot for SD, and also the ability to shoot 720p video, which this doesn't have. This doesn't shoot video at all. But in other respects, this is a very high spec. It had at the time the top of the range 3-inch LCD screen, 920,000 dot LCD screen, 100% viewfinder. It was a very, very good camera, and of course it's fully weatherproof and waterproof to withstand all the knocks, magnesium alloy body and all that sort of stuff. So it was a great camera. I had one, I had it for years and upgraded it to a D700 when that came out. But it was a great camera, which is why I've chosen it. I got it for £132 from MPB with the 18 to 17mm kit lens, which I think is a pretty good deal for a camera of this kind of specification. And the pictures are great. So Jeff, what did you get?
Hi everybody, I've been shooting with a Canon EOS 350 DSLR. It's actually pretty good. It's got an 8 megapixel sensor, it's got basic but effective 7-point autofocus. My ISO only goes as far as 1600. That's not a big problem, as I like to keep the ISO down anyway. It's actually been quite a long time since I've shot with an EOS DSLR, and actually it's a very easy camera to use. All the key functions and controls fall easily to hand. This camera cost £120 from Mr. CAD, complete with the cheap and cheerful 18 to 55mm kit lens. Although the camera dates from 2005, it still holds its own as a basic entry-level DSLR.
Thanks, Jeff. That's a really good buy for 120 quid. So Isabella, you've got something a bit different, something a bit older. You've got the oldest camera of the lot. But also, ironically, the most expensive camera of the three is your older camera. So tell us what you've got.
I have the Minolta X-500. This one sits between the popular Minolta X-700 and the Minolta X-300, which, starting from the Minolta X-700, they kind of go down in terms of features. This is the sort of middle option. It's got an aperture priority as well as manual priority modes. I mostly stuck to the aperture priority, which I usually stick to when I'm doing street photography. This one, we got it from Ford's for £140, and it was released in 1983, so it's the oldest one of the bunch. Great,
okay. Well, let's see, you've got a roll of film in there. We've got memory cards, we've got our compact flash cards.
I've got a compact flash card.
I had to dig into my collection to find my compact flash cards. I haven't used them for a while.
I'm old school.
And we're going to go out and take some pictures, and we're going to see how we get on with these cameras.
Yeah, and the fun part for me is that I won't know until later.
Well, yes, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah.
spent a bit of time shooting around London, and we've taken a few pictures around South Kensington. So, Jeff, how did you get on with your camera?
I've definitely enjoyed shooting with the Canon EOS 350D. I mean, it is restricted in some ways. It's an APS-C 8 megapixel sensor. On the positive side, it takes EF and EFS lenses, so it's very flexible. The ISO is restricted, continuous shooting speed restricted, and the autofocus is restricted. But so long as people bear these limitations in mind, it's pretty good as an entry-level basic DSLR.
Okay, Isabella, how do you get on with your Minolta?
I love the exterior of it. Like Jeff says, it's very stylish. I have a Fujifilm, so I just love the, having the exterior controls outside and everything. I usually use film point and shoots, so this was a step up for me, and I really enjoyed it. It's not too hard to use. I used it on aperture priority mode, which was a bit of an adjustment. So the camera basically chooses the shutter speed for you, and you just have to choose the aperture. Which was very good for street photography, and it was very much a joy for it to use, and it's nice to know that it's £140, not more expensive.
I got on great with my D300. It took me back a few years to when this was my main camera. This is amazing, really, that for the money, this is a semi-pro spec camera. I would say this is a better built camera than the current like Z6, Z7 cameras in terms of build quality. Which you'd have to pay way over $2,000 for the new full frame. This, of course, is APS-C, so I guess in terms of spec, it's more like the ZFC, but the build quality is incomparably better than the ZFC's build quality. Pictures are great. It's fun to use, and I also forgot how much I enjoyed using a DSLR with an optical viewfinder instead of the EVFs that I've got used to. With there's benefits to an EVF, but there's something nice about looking through an optical viewfinder still, and I really enjoyed the experience. And of course, the pictures are really, really good. I used it for years. I shot covers with this camera, so the image quality is not an issue. And for £140 or £132 in this case, that's an amazing camera for the money. So this just goes to show that even though new cameras now are generally thousands of pounds and they're quite expensive, if you don't have a massive budget, you can get really good cameras for much, much less. And even £140, which is not very much these days, you can get some seriously good cameras. So if you had £140, which of these three cameras would you prefer to buy? Or maybe there's a different camera that we haven't used today that you'd rather buy instead. So do tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel.